gentlemen, welcome back to Just My Thoughts. I am your host, Erick Coughlin, and we are now entering the fourth week of the new season. We are finally abrupting the first month of football in the NFL, thank God. So, a lot of things have been happening. First of all, week three results. I went 8-8, so I'm primarily averaging an 8-8 record. 9-7, 7-9, 8-8. I'm just right around the middle, run of the mill, average every day. A guy thinks he knows it all kind of football fan so far. That's what's been going on. Kind of what's been going on. But here's the real story is I've highly underestimated a couple of teams. And I highly overestimated maybe a team or two. And all in all, I'm half-assed looking good on everything that I've said. And we'll break down that more next week. I told you guys I was going to give you guys everybody's first month completion stats. And then we will follow up with that. It'll be the second month, it'll be the third month, it'll be the end of the year when everyone finished, blah, blah, blah. So that's what we're going to do. And I would have done it weekly, which I failed ways to find what everyone's second week production was. So it kept on giving me a collaborate number first and second week. So that was, one thing I ran into. Another thing is that had been a lot of freaking homework to do every week. So it'd benefit me and the numbers would be easier to maintain if I do it monthly. So there you go for that. And, more importantly, always remember this, that, ESPN's not going to take the time to break down every quarterback's numbers in the NFL. I'm going to actually be the man doing that. So if you want those numbers, you're going to have to watch the show, how you doing. And it's just, bragging on how much homework that I do, and I'm still running the mill. So the reasons why, that's what we're going to break down before we get into week four and week four's picks. You guys will not have to wait. I've got them sitting right in front of me, right over here. So you guys will get your week four picks. I've touched on some things. The reason why I've been running the mill, I said I made statements that I underestimated and I overestimated a couple of teams, and it's been making me look really, really bad. So what we're going to do is, first of all, the first team that I underestimated, highly underestimated, and I thought was going to be a mockery of the league. The Miami Dolphins are 3-0. The Miami Dolphins have yet to give up a sack all year. How you doing? They look like they can throw the ball anytime they want, run the ball anytime they want, but secretly true. It's not even a secret. Just watch them play. I've already watched them play a couple of times. This is what they do. They produce everything within screen plays, whether it's a screen pass to the running back, whether it's a screen pass to Tyreek Hill, a screen pass to Jalen Waddle, and then like your 15 quick outs, your 12-yard inside post to the outside. He doesn't throw the ball further than 20 yards down the field the entire game. So, a quick three-step drop back, hit him, and that's how they play. They don't give any opposing defense the opportunity to sack Tua Tagovailoa. So great job by that. And in doing so also opens up a lot of different running lanes, right? So everyone is playing pass, playing pass, playing pass. So ironically, so they've got two different running backs. They share the rock. They tote the rock with Mostert, and Mostert's back up. I'm going name blank on him, but he's there. He's there every week. They use him. So they attack everybody with two running backs, and they attack everybody with primarily two wide receivers. And every once in a blue moon, he'll take a shot to the tight end. I don't even know who their starting tight end is. I think it's Mark Ingram or Brandon Ingram. I think it's Ingram. Mark Ingram, maybe I don't know his first name, but I definitely know it's Ingram. And like I said, he doesn't even do a lot. He might catch three balls every other game. They don't really tend to do anything but throw screen passes to Tyreek Hill and run the ball with their running backs, and that's primarily who they are. But they're doing a great job. They're 3-0, so that was a shocker to me. So I've been picking on them to lose. I've been talking trash about their quarterback, and the world is saying they're the best looking team in the NFL right now. Now let's keep things in perspective per se. It's only the third week of the NFL. So that being said, the Miami Heat look unbeatable. This is the NFL. The Miami Dolphins look unbeatable, but It's very, very early, and they haven't played the Eagles yet, and they haven't really had to play a superstar defense. Like I'm telling you, when they have to play the Browns, that's going to be a pretty interesting game. When they got to play San Francisco, if they play San Francisco, very interesting game. The Eagles, very interesting game. There's some defenses that are standing out on top of the league, not just others. Let's just say the whole entire league. And within the first three, and Miami's defense can be put in this category as well. But within the first 3 weeks, almost the first month of football, the 49ers defense, the Cleveland Browns defense, looking phenomenal, looking like they can destroy anybody. And then again, like I said, Miami's defense is not looking bad at all. Again, they are undefeated. Um, and what else was I saying? San Francisco, Miami, Cleveland. Oh yeah, and Philadelphia's defense down. I don't know why I named like Philadelphia. Actually, I've been kind of worried about Philadelphia. They're kind of on my watch list, not because I think they're that damn good, but because I think eventually they're going to get exposed. Eventually, they're going to run out of gas. You can't keep on playing the way they're playing and keep on being successful. Eventually, their luck will run out. And that's what I'm kind of waiting on. So that's why I said I'm keeping an eye on Philly. As well as keeping a sharp eye on Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But let's not get off track. Let's not get off track. So, Miami, number one team that I have highly underestimated, and I'm not giving you an apology. And I hope I see you get your ass kicked because I've been wrong about you, and it makes me sick. So good job that I've been wrong, but you're still not one of my guys. You're never, you don't stand a chance to ever be one of my guys or one of my teams. That's what am I talking about? Tua Tagovailoa. You're not ever going to hear me pick you guys as winners. So full disclosure, everybody, I'm automatically giving myself losses. Maybe, maybe not, because I'm pretty much against Miami all year. Just saying. And if you're wondering why, there's a peak to this. A team that I love and respect, and I'm not their fan, but I love their quarterback. New England Patriots had once upon a time went 16-0, and everyone thought they were going to have a perfect season and win the Super Bowl. Well, they had the perfect season, but they did not win the Super Bowl. They got eliminated and they got put out. So the only perfect team in the NFL history is the Miami Dolphins. So that's another reason why I hate them too. So and picking up 70 points, who the fuck do you think you are? This is not the NBA. This is the NFL. I can't wait for you to play a real defense. You think you're going to do that shit all year long. I think you're fucking wrong. I think everyone knows what you're going to do. You're going to get exposed. This weekend, you got to play the Buffalo Bills. You think you're going to put up 70 against the Buffalo Bills? Because I don't think so. I don't even think you're putting up in the 30s against the Buffalo Bills. I think it's going to be somewhere close to 24-31 Buffalo, and you're going to find out that you're not the best team in this division. That's just what I think. Moving forward, another team that I've underestimated and are doing surprisingly well. How about the Atlanta Falcons? I told you guys the Atlanta Falcons were going to be the worst team in the NFL. I told you guys they'd be lucky if they won 2 games. Well, guess what? They've already done that. So far I've been right, but we've only played 3 games, so I've been massively, massively wrong. Their quarterback Desmond Rider is looking tough, looking nice, looking better than my quarterback. I'll just throw that out there. How you doing? Their defense is phenomenally fast. I'm not going to say they're phenomenally good, but they can run with everybody in the league. They ran really well against the Green Bay Packers, almost won that game. Embarrassing that they lost. And then again, they ran really well against Detroit. They just ran out of gas. Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to kill a lot of people. Atlanta just happened to be one of them. And then, who was the other game that they played? They played 2 teams in our division. Won one, lost one. And they played. I don't even remember Atlanta's third opponent, but either which way, I've been highly wrong about them. Again, Desmond Rider plays well. Their defense runs fast, can run all day. It's really impressive. Their defense is like a track team. Just wows you how fast they really are, which is kind of, in the NFL, I don't know if that pays off. I don't know if that pays off. We got a lot of football to play, but I will say this. It's looking good on paper, and it's looking good on film, and they're keeping them in games, so good job, Atlanta. I was wrong about you. I tell you what, I'm not wrong about. I'm not wrong about Tampa Bay winning that division. Tampa Bay is looking tough as shit. Yeah, they just lost against Philadelphia, but that was fucking Philadelphia. Guess what? They're undefeated. Everyone that has to play them has been losing against them. So good job, Tampa Bay. So how about me being wrong about an entire division? Then we're only going to be quick about this and get the fuck out of here, because I got other teams to talk about. But I said this was going to be the worst division in football. I said it was going to be the least competitive division in football. And so far, Atlanta's 2-1 so far. Tampa Bay is 2-1 so far. New Orleans Saints are 2-1 so far. The Carolina Panthers are 1-2. So somebody's got to win this division, and three teams definitely know that. So good job. Sometimes you pick on teams and you take shots at people, and you could be wrong. I might have been wrong about this division. It might not be as wide open as I thought, but I'm still sticking to it. I said it in preseason. I said it in the off season. I'm saying it during this season. I want you guys to understand that I'm picking Tampa Bay all year long to win that division and make the playoffs. How you doing? I am still picking Baker Mayfield to be the best quarterback coming out of that division. How you doing? Signing a 4-year extension, well deserved. What? How much do you think he's going to get? I don't know. Maybe. If Tampa Bay were smart, how about 5 years, 109 million, never losing, making the franchise guy because he's that damn good. Let me tell you something. You know how many times he's been sacked all year? Once. It took Philadelphia to do it, and it also took them into the third and a half quarter. It was like 7 minutes, 22 seconds before Baker Mayfield got his first sack of the season playing against the Eagles. How you doing? That is the team to beat, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're a Saints fan, I'm sorry. So if you're an Atlanta Falcons fan, I am sorry. So if you're a Carolina Panthers fan, I am truly sorry. But you guys are going to be good down the road. Just watch out for the Carolina Panthers down the road. 3 years in the making, they'll be hot. That being said, teams that I thought were going to be great that's been getting their asses kicked, there's two of them. What? There's two of them. So that's 4 games I've been losing almost every week, not going in my favor. And Atlanta Falcons have something to do about that. And then the Miami Dolphins have something to do about that. And the Chicago Bears have something to do about that. So in perspective, again, in respect to my team and what we're doing, this is the second year of our rebuild. This is the second year of our brand new head coach, our second year of our brand new general manager, our first year of a brand new owner, and almost 36 of our players. So what is 36 of 53? 40%? No, Eric, do your math. It's like 60% of our team. Okay, well over 60% of our team are all rookies and sophomores. We don't really have any veteranship. And the veteranship that we do have, we just bought in free agency. All these guys are brand new. Where's the loyalty line? That's what I'm saying. Right now, we're growing. So, yes, we're looking like shit. Yes, we're 0-3, but we are growing in a second-year program, and it's just the third week of the season. So ideally, this is what you want. We got a favorable matchup against the Denver Broncos this weekend. I said it's favorable for a lot of reasons. The Denver Broncos give up the most points in the NFL. We're second worst, but they're the first worst. They gave up 70 against Miami. They let Miami do whatever the hell they wanted to do. That's fine. That's good. That's dandy. But what did they do on opening night? Opening night, it was a home game in Denver, in the Mile High City. And guess what? The Oakland Raiders went in there and stomped that ass for them. All right, so what did they do in week 2? Week 2, I don't even remember who they played, but I think they played very well. Maybe the Seattle Seahawks, and then lost it in the fourth quarter. Are you serious? Now, so again, this is a very favorable matchup, but these are the things that we have to do defensively, stay exactly who we are. So we've got a couple of things. We're going to talk about the Bears for a little bit, then we're going to move on because we're on the Bears. So we have a very probable cause of why we're losing, and it's not Justin Fields. What are you talking about, Eric? Well, I'm talking about I don't know, I would just go on a limb and say from the last 5 years, we might have had the top 5 secondaries in the NFL. Great. Well, guess what happened? In week 1, we lost Eddie Jackson, the best safety in the NFL. We lost him. And in doing so, our young, strong safety, Jaquan Brisker, gets hurt, gets banged up. So he's been in and out. He's banged up. All right, in week 2, Jalen Johnson trying to make an interception, overstretches his hamstrings, kind of gets hurt a little bit, He misses, almost half of a game. Comes back to, Sunday, the very next week, comes back, says, hey, my leg's fine, I'm ready to go. And then gets smoked a couple of times in a row. Got hit, got tangled up, either which way. He gets banged up, he gets hurt. So our best asset to who we are as a defense, the strongest thing about us is our secondary. We are playing all rookies in the secondary, and might that be good because of Tyreek Stevenson? He's another guy getting banged up, getting hurt, and not being reliable. So the only reliable guy we got right now is Kyler Gordon, who's coming off of injury last year. So Kyler Gordon can't be the entire secondary. That's the reason why we're losing. Problem number one. Problem number two. Play calling is getting us in situations that we don't deserve to be in. So, it's great to have the idea to think Justin Fields is going to throw for 4,000 yards. It's great to have the idea to think that we got the wide receivers to average 350 yards in the air. But it's also not great to think that Justin Fields is that quarterback. Now, if Kirk Cousins was our quarterback, I'd say, hell yeah. But guess what? We got Justin Fields. So Justin Fields is the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. If you did not know that, you know that now. You should have already known that if you watch football. How you doing? I'm not bragging. I'm really pissed off about that whole situation. Okay, so outside of that, most sacked quarterback in the NFL, we are not running the ball. So tell me this. So tell me, how much sense does it make to have almost a month's worth of football, week 1, week 2, week 3, calling all the same exact plays in almost the identical situational form, and so we have played the same exact game for 3 weeks, meaning we're not giving up the rock to anybody except for trying to throw screen passes to not Cole Kmet, I said that wrong, Khalil Herbert, DJ Moore. Claypool, we tried 3 times already. Actually, he's the most targeted wide receiver on the team. So if you've been watching a little bit of Bears and you're not really watching the Bears, you need to start paying attention because DJ Moore is the reason. He's supposed to be the number one guy. He's supposed to be the man, the it factor. We're throwing the ball to Claypool more than we are DJ Moore. If you did not know that, you know that now. You're welcome. So that's problem number 2, play calling. We're killing ourselves. We're not running the ball. We're throwing the ball too fucking much. And we think that Justin Fields is Kirk Cousins. So we got a serious situation offensively that is a major problem of why we're losing. Problem number 2. That's what that was. Problem number 2, play calling. And might I add, problem number 3, and the worst of all problems. We don't have a quarterback, but we have a system for a quarterback. Meaning this. Justin Fields is the kind of guy that wants to run around the pocket. Justin Fields is the kind of guy that wants to get quarterback bootlegs, quarterback sneaks. He wants to be moving all the time, a mobile quarterback. That's what he wants. That's what he's asking for anyway. He thinks he can play like Patrick Mahomes, who's doing that, like Josh Allen, who's doing that, like, Jalen Hurts at times, who's doing that. And Jalen Hurts is not even good at it. If you've been watching the Eagles, he hurts himself as a wildcat quarterback. Just going to throw that out there. Let's talk about another guy who does it very well. How about the man who probably invented it, Lamar Jackson? So that's what Justin Fields is aiming for. So it makes sense to have a West Coast offense. It makes sense to have that. But we don't have none of that. We have, a strict, we line up in shotgun almost 70% of the game. All right. So in our minds, we're playing the game like Aaron Rodgers plays the game, which is great. Jimmy Garoppolo gets to play that way. Phenomenal. Let's see who gets to play that. Kirk Cousins plays that way. He sure does. You don't see Captain Kirk underneath the center very often. Nice job, Captain Kirk. So you get what I'm saying. I called it play calling, but I'm also relating to the quarterback itself through evolution, through the reasons why we drafted him. We drafted him to be the man. So isn't it not half of his job to learn how to run our offense? Like, isn't that, shouldn't he be held accountable for his piss poor play? Everyone wants to blame the coaches. Let me tell you something. As a Chicago Bears fan, let me tell you something. And as a football fan in general, let me tell you something. I hate the idea of blaming a coach. I hate the idea of blaming a system. And this is the reason why. If you're the player, you're the performer. At the end of the day, you have to live up to yourself to be professional enough to do what they're asking. First of all, you're being coached. And second of all, I mean, call me crazy, but refusing to play in a system is losing on purpose. So, because you got an attitude problem and because you only want to play one way, you're going to cost us everything we have, which is a lot because that defense is good. That special teams is good. That offensive scheme is good. So we don't have a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo, who would be great to have and who is also from Chicago. It just made sense this offseason to pull the plug on Jimmy Garoppolo, and we didn't do it. We let him go to the Raiders. It would make sense now just to throw him out there in trade talks, offer out, find out who's willing to give up what, because somebody is going to want a guy like Justin Fields. Somebody's going to want to run an offense entitled to what Justin Fields wants to run. Think about how many starting quarterbacks in the league that could possibly lose their job who are doing pretty well. A guy like Sam Howell over there in Washington. Not saying that I want Sam Howell. I'm just saying they would consider Justin Fields an upgrade in Washington, who is playing pretty good. They're 2-1, by the way. Let's just say New York Giants would consider him an upgrade to Daniel Jones, who then I might be interested, right? Not that I think Daniel Jones is great, but I do think Daniel Jones is a quarterback. At least I think that. So if we could take Justin Fields and we could get New York to play ball with Daniel Jones, who is their starting quarterback, with number 9, their starting middle linebacker. I don't know his name for no reason at all. I don't know his name, but I remembered his number, and he stood out to me the entire time they played Philadelphia last weekend. That dude had a solid-ass game. So if you can have a solid-ass game in Philadelphia, you're welcome to come play in Chicago. How you doing? All right, so number 9. And then how about next year's first-round draft pick? And then let's play ball. Let's talk about this for a second, because we have Tyson Bagent, who I would give the job to. And, Daniel Jones coming in would be the new guy. So he's got to learn this system. He's got to do his homework. He's got to prove to me that he's a professional football player. But Tyson Bagent, I drafted him. I played him during preseason. He won 2 out of the 3 preseason. We only won 1. We lost 2. But he put us in situations to win the one that we won. And he played good. And he played all 3 games, played good, got nice rhythm with it looks like a traditional quarterback. He looks like to me when I watched Tyson Bagent play, and people call me crazy. He looked like Alex Smith. If you guys can remember Alex Smith, he played 13 years of professional NFL football. He was multiple division winner, multiple playoffs. Alex Smith was a very successful quarterback, and that's what Tyson Bagent reminds me of. So just think about that. Think about, we might already have the answer to our fucking problem and the problem is, what the fuck is going on with Justin Fields? So if we could just stop asking ourselves, what the fuck is up with Justin Fields, and accept everything else that we're doing, and maybe pick up the chains and run with a brand new guy, we could probably turn this season around. Like I said, it's 3 games in. Even if we don't, even if we keep Justin Fields, keep this in mind. Just 3 games in. We got an easy game coming up against Denver. Builds confidence when you win easy games, right? Right. Plus, we've already kind of been playing okay. What are you talking about? I'm talking about Roschon Johnson. Looked very nice. How you doing, Roschon Johnson? I'm glad we drafted you. That's what I'm talking about. I'm also talking about the offensive line looking phenomenal. I don't care that Justin Fields is the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. Almost all of it is his fault. He actually leads the league in the longest holding time in the NFL, which means what? If he was a real quarterback, he wouldn't be getting sacked. How you doing? Great job, offensive line. And how about that defense that everyone seems to hate for some reason? Let me tell you something. In one game, Terrell Edmonds made 16 tackles, four of them for a loss, a forced fumble. Looked pretty damn good. Tyreek Stevenson has already had an interception, has already had a sack, is already looking pretty damn good in a beat up secondary, a rookie sensation that we needed. He's been. Good job, Tyreek Stevenson. How about for whatever reason, take an acknowledgement that we've got three starting rookies, offensive line and defensive line, and both of them are putting in their work. How about that? Good job, rookies. So the Bears still have a shot, and that's what I'm telling you about. All right, so we're going to wrap that up. We were losing because of play calling, because of Justin Fields, and because of youth. So moving on to the other overrated, highly disappointing team. Let's talk about the Oakland Raiders. So for forever and a day, for like the last 10 years, they've been up there defensively in the top five, top 10 defenses in the league. Repeatedly for a decade, been very solid, very professional, and very impressive. Have an okay offensive line because they've always produced running backs with great numbers and a ridiculously overrated quarterback with half-ass okay numbers and Derek Carr. So they've always been, for 10 years, they've been screaming, if you give us a quarterback, we can win a championship. Okay, I understand it's 10 years later. I understand that. But the upgrade's phenomenal. So we give you guys the upgrade. You get Jimmy Garoppolo, and this is supposed to be the team to beat. You think Jimmy Garoppolo and Devontae Adams, hot. Damn, what a hot ticket that is, right? That's what you would be thinking. And then you would be asking, who the fuck is going to stop that combination? Themselves. That's what's been going on. So Jimmy Garoppolo, who I absolutely love, who I would have gave up Justin Fields for Garoppolo any day of the week. If and that still might. And look, let me tell you something. Los Angeles. I mean, you're not even in California no more. Las Vegas Raiders. If you guys are willing to deal for Justin Fields over Jimmy Garoppolo, I give you an even quarterback swap. I'll do that right now, hands down. And I'll take the Garoppolo, the contract, the money over. If I've got to pay him, I'll just fucking find a way to pay him. And I give you Justin Fields and say, have a good day. But they've been seriously. So the Raiders can't run the ball. I've watched 3 of their games already. Like I said, I've been eyeing them. I've picked them. If you guys can remember, I picked them to win their division. So I've been watching them. I really like Jimmy Garoppolo. I enjoy everything that he does. So what has he been doing so far? I think he's like in the top 5 most interceptions thrown in the league in the first 3 weeks. So that's not very good. Josh Jacobs, who led the league in NFL rushing yards last year, did last. Not running the ball very well. Defensively, they're not really playing good defense. They let the Steelers sneak around and win that game. They should have been able to dominate the Steelers. Devontae Adams should have been able to catch more balls. That was a very disappointing loss. I couldn't believe that even happened. That being said, they got embarrassed again. Division game, the Bills and the Raiders. That was no, that's not a division game. It's not a division game, but it is an AFC matchup. And they got exposed. They got picked on and beat down like brutally. The Bills showed the Raiders that they weren't ready, which is not very good because I said that they were, and they've been proven that they were. Up until this season, things are slowing down. So what's really happening to the Las Vegas? That's so I almost said it again. I almost said Oakland, but to the Las Vegas Raiders, age is what's happening. All right. So Devontae Adams is in his 9th or 10th year, maybe his 10th year in the NFL. That's a problem. Jimmy Garoppolo is in his 13th year, but his 10th playing year. That's also a problem. These guys are getting old, right? Defensively. Max Crosby, was he 36? Getting old. So the problem is they chose not to rebuild. They chose to press forward. And they thought, since they've been consistent at their play of everything that they want to do, they bring in Jimmy Garoppolo, that wins would fall out of the sky. That's what they thought, right? Because they're in Vegas. So like they just think it just works. You go play in Vegas everything great happens. That's just what they say, but that's not true. So this is what's going to happen to them. I do believe wholeheartedly I can stand tall on them winning that division. I know that Chiefs are in that division. I know that Patrick Mahomes is looking like he's unbeatable. I understand that, but he's not unbeatable because he's not even undefeated. He's 2-1. Keep that in mind. And that one came from Detroit Lions. Also, keep that in mind. So then the rest of the division, you got the Chargers, you got the Broncos, then you got the Raiders and the Chiefs. That's how that works. That's their division, the East. West? Yes, West. Said that wrong. But so here's the thing. If they can start playing better defense, and they're going to have to really work hard this offseason to find some youth. I'm not saying draft picks. I'm not saying a rebuild is in order for them, but they're going to have to find some guys that are 28, 29, 30, 26, 27, 28 to come in and take the pressure off the age of this team. Like I said, Devontae Adams needs help. When you watch them, it's all Garoppolo and Adams. There's nothing else. Like I said, Josh Jacobs has been a huge letdown. They hope to get that figured out. I hope they get that figured out, and I hope that they start playing better, playing stronger. And I'm still rooting for them to win their division and definitely make playoffs. Like, even if they don't win their division, I'd like to see the Oakland Raiders in the playoffs. I just like the way they play defense. I've always liked the way they've played defense all my life. I love their quarterback. I think that they have an interesting matchup between the whole entire league. Look, Devontae Adams tore the league up with Aaron Rodgers, and I think that Garoppolo is the same caliber guy. So I think that he has the opportunity to just stay tearing up the league. This is a team that I think people should fear, and they haven't had the opportunity to really prove themselves yet. And a lot of that is their own fault, like I said. So I'm just breaking down the reasonings of why I have been a 8-8, around the league kind of picker. So that's what's going on with me. I put my faith in some players that have been getting me killed. Is it going to change? Probably not. I might slack up on Miami a little bit, but I don't know. I'm taking Miami as enemies, so I'm probably going to take an L every week and wait for the team that can beat them. That's just might be what I do. But we'll see. As far as that goes, it is time for my week 4 picks, and then we're going to wrap everything up. Ready, set, and let me pull this down so I can actually read a little bit. Here we go. Ready, set, go. So we got the Lions versus the Packers. I picked the Lions to beat the Packers, guys. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Atlanta Falcons. I'm picking the Jacksonville Jaguars, guys. Rams versus Colts. I'm taking the Rams. Even though the Colts just beat the Ravens this weekend, so you would think that they got things figured out, but I'm still picking the Rams. We got the Browns versus the Ravens. I'm picking the Browns. I can't believe I'm saying that. Hey, look, they're not a trash team, man. These guys are really great. They play probably the best defense in the NFL. Just going to throw that out there in case you don't believe me. Just watch them play. They're fast. They're strong. They're good. I'm picking the Browns over the Ravens. We got the Vikings versus the Panthers. Picking the Vikings. Bengals versus Titans. Picking the Bengals. We got the Bucks versus the Saints. Winner takes first place of the NFC South. I'm picking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, and newsflash. I don't know if you guys realize this, you Saints fans. I'm talking to you right now. I think that you guys lost Erick Coughlin. They said that he hurt his shoulder, and later reports said it could have been related to his collarbone. So for about the next 4 weeks, you guys are going to be resulting to a backup quarterback. So good job. We got the Bills versus the Dolphins this week. I'm taking the Bills to finally beat the Dolphins, and if that doesn't happen, I don't care. I'm just not picking the Dolphins. How you doing? Go Josh Allen. Go Stephon Diggs. Kill the Dolphins. All right, my game, the Bears versus the Broncos. If you know me, you know who I got. Go Bears. Eagles versus Commanders. The Commanders have been looking great. The Eagles have been looking rough. But that's the Eagles division. Going with the Eagles. to stay undefeated 4-0. Steelers versus Texans. Taking the Steelers, and they're going to be a pull away team. If they can pull it off this weekend, they'll end up being 3-1, right? So they got their asses kicked by San Francisco in week 1, and since then, ain't no one laughing at them no more. They got it figured out. So go Steelers, go beat those Texans. Chargers versus Raiders. Okay, this is not fair. So I had started my picks during Monday Night Football. I was looking a week ahead, and Garoppolo was in the game, and then Garoppolo got hurt toward the end of the week, or in that game he got hurt. So I don't even know. I don't even know if Jimmy Garoppolo is even going to play this weekend. I don't know that. And I'll say this, even if he does. Okay, so let's just say this. So even if Jimmy Garoppolo does play this weekend, I still got to pick the Chargers. Go Chargers. I got to pick against Jimmy this week. 1, I don't know he's playing. And 2, I kind of respect the Chargers defense a little bit. You kind of have to respect that defense. If you don't, you're asking for trouble. So I'm just going to throw that out there. They got some guys that know how to kill ball carriers. So I'm just going to say that. Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack. That's who I'm talking about. In case you guys didn't know that I knew what I was talking about, I'm showing that you guys that I do know what I'm talking about. I watch a lot of football, and I make a lot of assessments, and this is what I do all my life. And welcome to the show. Moving forward, 49ers versus the Arizona Cardinals. Taking the Niners. Are you kidding me? This is the shocking game of the week for all of you out there. Are you ready? The Patriots versus the Cowboys. I'm taking Mac Jones and the Patriots. And I like that defense. Son of a bitch. New England Patriots got an underrated defense. Their defense is fucking good. They're going to prove it this weekend. Go Pats. Chiefs versus Jets. I got to pick the Chiefs. I'm no idiot, that's for sure. That is for sure. Seahawks versus Giants. This is another interesting matchup. This is the second most interesting matchup of the week. And the reason why I say that is because it's the most even matchup across the board. Everyone kind of has to fight really hard to win. Very seldom do you actually get matched up in games where you can shine. So, that being said, there's no Saquon Barkley for the New York Giants, but there is a Daniel Jones. I don't even know who any of his wide receivers are, but his defense plays very, very well. They've only won 1 game. They're 1-2. But, like I said, that defense plays very, very well. And on the other hand, who do you got? You got the Seahawks. So that means you got Geno Smith. Okay. Who's the running back? I don't even know. Who's the number 1 wide receiver? DJ Metcalf, overrated. So what are you trying to say? I'm trying to say I'm taking the New York Giants over the Seattle Seahawks this weekend. And those are my week 4 picks, ladies and gentlemen. Now, like I said, next time you guys tune in, we'll have the first month's breakdown of the NFL quarterbacks. NFL quarterback numbers across the league. I'm not just picking one quarterback. I'm doing all 32 starting quarterbacks. So that being said, you guys get a lot out of me the next show because I'm going to break down the quarterback numbers and give you week 5 picks. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy the show, if you like what you heard, you enjoyed what you see, always feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're feeling generous, always feel free to cash at me, Erick Coughlin, #Coughlin Pride. Have a nice day.